Xbox Record This is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Hosted by three BFFs, DaddyDWALLY, Chipotle Bear, and Bubble Boy and Seven. This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Oh, hello. DaddyDWALLY here, and welcome to Xbox Record This 55. My name is Daniel. I don't think I've ever said that before. And you know me as DaddyDWALLY. That was actually just a check to see if the drums were coming through. Joining me, as always, is the assistant to the co-host, Chipotle Bear. Chipotle Bear, how are you, my friend?
I'm extremely tired, but super thrilled. Today was officially my fourth official graduation at Red Rocks. We got through it today. It was actually a beautiful ceremony, a great day. Everybody did awesome. I'm very grateful for everyone. And it just considering tomorrow, for the record, for the listeners, if you're not in
tell everybody,
Colorado,
the listeners, about
today was
this
90
weather
degrees.
situation.
Like I got some crispiness on my face. It was a
hot.
beautiful day. It was hot. And literally tomorrow we're going to wake up to snow. If that is not the story of Colorado, I do not know what is. I literally had to put my lawnmower away after I did my lawn and got my snowblower out. That's an experience we have here in this state. So other than that, man, I'm happy to be here. We have some really cool news to talk about, trying to support both sides of the gaming metaverse. But otherwise, man, I'm great. Thanks.
Yeah. On that note, guys, like Chipotle Bear said, yes, upper 80s, 90 today, 50s tomorrow and snow. By Saturday, it's going to be 35 degrees or less or something.
We are going to drop of 35.
50 degrees, you guys, and it will be May 21st when this is happening. This is not mid-May. This is late May. And it's straight caca. So joining us as always is the assistant to the co-host, Bubble Boy and Seven. How are you preparing for this caca weather?
I love it. Are you kidding me? It's going to be amazing. I'm already tired of summer. It's going to be, I'm pumped. I'm excited. Hey, get to stay inside. It's like, sorry, yeah, I would go mow the lawn, but it's snowing out. So
when it's warm out, Chance has to go on walks.
Yeah.
So rather stay inside.
Stay inside, stay alive, guys.
No, you guys really want to be jealous. You won't even believe this. So Ashley had a retirement party after school, and she offered to take Annie with her, and Cora's with my mom. I came home. I turned the season finale of Halo on. 3 minutes later, I passed out, and she woke me up at 7:30 asking me if I was alive.
It was amazing. That tired. My gosh.
Yes, it was incredible.
You lucky dog.
Dude,
so you're energized. You're going to be up late.
Oh, yeah. We could start at 11 tonight, guys. Let's push it back so you can watch the Avs
No
game
spoilers on Halo, but I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, I only watched 5 minutes, and I was just...
but you also fell asleep, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Guys...
No. I didn't mean it was bad. I meant I was out.
You were just exhausted. I hear you. This is Xbox Record This, episode 55. This is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. This week, we're going to talk about Play Pass. We're going to talk about Konami. We're going to talk about some Square Enix for some reason. I don't know why. And everybody's favorite segment, games coming to Game Pass. So let's warm up, guys, with some shout outs. And this week we have an awesome, amazing shout out. I'd like to take this one this time, Jose, since you read it last time.
You do it, buddy.
Thank you. This shout out comes, well, I'll just read it to you. Hello, gentlemen. Sorry for a delayed response here, but I have been listening diligently. I've broken down responses in terms of the things discussed on recent episodes. First of all, a belated but huge congrats on 1 full year of your super awesome show. That's so impressive to have not missed any weeks. And you can tell that the three of you have a lot of fun creating and spending time together this way. That's why it's so enjoyable to listen to. Show feedback. I've really been enjoying the structure, and I appreciate the additional discussions of TV and other entertainment that you've been into. It makes the show accessible to more semi gamers like me, but there's a lot of crossover interests. I think your top 5 lists are excellent, varied, and come when appropriate in the episodes I've listened to. The Batman. Loving the very true crime feel here, and Batman actually being a detective. The Riddler felt incredibly real to me too, as Chance said. It actually gave me the creeps in a big way, with the disenfranchised and angry citizens finding their weird forums online and rising up to commit acts of terror. I think Robert Pattinson finally found his calling. Emo Bruce Wayne totally works for me because it illustrates the more deeply the dichotomy of his struggling reclusive personality with the strength and true alter ego of his Batman persona. I said to a friend of mine, he's only apparently capable of acting in an American accent when he's sulky and brooding, so Batman works for him. Just my opinion, though, like Jose. I am aware that my taste is often ridiculed, but I like what I like.
Amen.
Games and news. I want to know more about the Turn Up Boy commits tax evasion if you play it. I'm intrigued. The future of cloud gaming is wild to me. Just popping your controller out of anywhere to play is a crazy opportunity for this generation of gamers and arguably unimaginable just a couple of decades ago. As usual, I am in awe of the speed of advancements and how much creators, coders, and designers are capable of these days. Cortana being the Windows AI has always been my favorite subtle nod to Halo fans because outsiders don't get it, but I love getting an email on my work computer in which Cortana has composed my daily briefing. Congrats on the new intro. And random, we have 2 Star Wars ruggable rugs in our home. Pics attached. I love them. Also attached, proof that I won Social Studies Award given by Chipotle Bear in 2011 via a candid pic, but also a hilariously posed photo. I hope you all have a great week. I genuinely considered rescheduling a huge work event on Tuesday on the 17th to attend the Wadsworth Canes opening,
Atta
but
girl.
figured that was not the responsible choice. Regretting it every moment of today. As always, see you online. Shout out to Claire Cfounie, guys. Unfortunately, I don't have those pictures for you. I was going to attach them,
Yeah, what
but
the heck?
I will forward the email to you. Claire, thank you so much for writing in. Jose, jump in. What are your reactions to Claire's very descriptive and well-written write-in right there? I'm very impressed that I'm not surprised she won Social Studies Student of the Year. And I'm not gonna lie, she looks familiar. I feel like I've seen her. I may have seen her when I was at the old BCHS.
Oh, that's very
or something.
possible. She would have been young when you were there, but yes, totally. And that's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly why Claire won awards when she was in high school, because she's a very eloquent and incredibly intelligent, awesome young woman. Um, Other than just saying thanks for writing in, Claire, always love hearing you. Like, genuinely brightens my day to see when you write in. I definitely am excited to see your ruggable rugs to see if they're cooler than Bubble Boys. Probably are. We'll see.
No,
But
they're
also,
not. I have the best
I
one.
I will definitely let you know when I play Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, because now the graduation is over. You want to know what my docket looks like? It's nothing, right? There's literally nothing on my docket other than to finish Wild West and then jump into that. And of course, I promised Stelling that Nerdfest isn't dead, so I'll be on that as well. I'm excited, man. So Claire, thank you for always writing in. And as always, if you have questions, if there's any topic that you want us to talk about, send it in and let us know. And hope you're doing well. And we'll talk about Canes a little bit later. I didn't forget about that gem. We'll get to that later.
Oh, yes. Bubble Boy, do you want to say anything to our number one licensed therapist fan, Claire?
Yeah,
Cfounie?
I think we got to get her on the show. She's got to figure out a time when she can come on and
Yeah, I was
and
thinking the
guest
same
host with
thing.
us.
Yeah, Claire, let us know. What we record Thursday nights. Let us know. We'll get you in here. We're going to get some input. We'd love to have. Well, actually, wait. You have to have a good microphone. Okay, professional microphone, not this caca. I'm going to use my laptop microphone, but you can use your caca laptop.
I'm still using like a 10-year-old Surface.
Camera's the word he
so-
was
Yeah,
looking
the
for.
camera.
But if you have those two things,
Check them up.
Pick
Pick
them
'em
up.
up.
And we might even let you slide with a normal microphone as long as you're in a very soundproofed room
Yeah,
or something like
we let J-Biz do it.
that. Well, yeah, Jay Bizzle. Guys, I have the email right here, so I'm going to forward this to you. So, Jose, buy me some time here while I forward this to you guys. What
Well, I
was
want to
your
say
email?
I think
Okay.
she would probably, if she has different Star Wars ruggables, she has to be able to admit, I would think, that mine is still the best.
I'm going to look at it right now.
How many
So,
were there, Chance? How many
that's
styles
what
were
it
there
looks
of the
to
Star
Quite a
Wars?
me.
few. I
Did
Give
you
me
probably
a number.
graduate in 2011?
12,
Jose?
15.
I don't have the answer to that. I could look it up if you gave me time, but not right now.
Oh, I guess you can find her in Infinite Campus, huh?
Yeah, I can. I could go
I
back
think
and
she'd
find
have
Yeah,
been
how
there
far
when
back?
I was doing my
your
internship there.
internship there. I don't know.
Okay.
No, I
I
think
don't
she
know.
was. I'm saying she
Claire, I'm
was.
looking at this black and white and turquoise. Oh, I see it now. I see who it is. Okay. That one, I don't blame people if they didn't know that was a Star Wars rug. That one, I could buy it and my wife would have no idea. Guys, check your emails. It should be there.
I'm
Oh,
looking right now. Yeah.
that's
This,
dope. The Star
yeah,
Wars
that one.
rug. Okay, that's
The blue
super
one,
subtle.
yeah, exactly. That one took me some time, and then this one, this reminds me of like Lord of the Rings. This is a little bit more nerdy. This
So
one is
for the listeners, because you clearly can't see what we're seeing, the
Yeah.
first rug that we said was amazing. It looks like a southwestern rug, like it's
Mhm.
very like diamond
like a
geometric
Navajo
patterns,
rug or
and you
something
wouldn't,
like
yeah,
that.
like Navajo, Apache, something. And I apologize if I don't mean
Yeah,
to like I don't know the correct
yeah, we're
tribes, but
just
if you look carefully in the center, though, the shapes actually make up what looks like Yoda. That's what's really cool about
Baby
it. Very
Yoda,
subtle. And Baby
because
Yoda.
the Mandalorian, that his helmet's in there too.
Yeah, helmet front part of it. And then the other one
Oh, you're right.
is more of like a pen and ink drawing. It's like only black and white, but it's clearly got like the Cloud City. It's got the Millennium Falcon. It's got Dagobah. It's got like the center of the Death Star
It's
and
got the what's
AT-ATs.
that
It's
thing that he rides that dies in Hoth? Gosh, what is that
Tauntaun.
thing?
Tauntaun that he cuts open and
Tauntaun.
sleeps in.
Weird noise.
Wow, that was amazing sound effect.
What's his name? Bill Hader was on Conan, and Conan has him do it, and he does it like exactly. It's so good, you guys. I'm trying to do it, but I'm failing miserably. But yeah,
Yep. Yeah, you
very,
are.
very cool, Claire. These are pretty sweet.
Yeah,
My
those are
vote,
awesome. Mine's still better, but
well, I don't know. That Yoda one is pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. That one I
I
could
feel like
have.
we got another fan poll put out there now
Yeah.
on
All right.
Twitter.
Yep.
Which rug
We're
was
gonna,
better?
we got to put it on Insta or on Anchor and Spotify. Thank you so much to Claire for writing in.
look
Jose,
at
where can
it.
people?
I think. Well, hold on. In other news, look at that young Chipotle bear in that picture. My goodness, he looks like he was 27.
Young and well, I'm not gonna finish that
Oh wait,
sentence.
no, he would have been 26. So I was way off. Yeah,
Good gosh, you're right. That was 2011. Oh my gosh, right?
26.
Holy, oh my
12
gosh.
years ago, bud.
My
Give me a
life
break.
just flashed in front of, oh my gosh, before my eyes. That is absolutely terrifying. My gosh. Okay, I'm closing out of this. I'm freaking out right now. Guys, Jose, where can people write to us if they want to write into the show?
You can always write into us at xboxrecordthis@gmail.com. Or if you're feeling up to the task, we don't ask for it very often, but we would certainly appreciate it if you want to drop us a 5-star review on really any podcast service, Spotify, YouTube even. We appreciate it, guys. We're trying to do big things in a little way, and we appreciate everyone's support. And if you could do that for us, that would be great.
Yes, please. Also, if I could have our listeners, please, please, please. I don't want to sound like we have to. Can you please
Yeah, no,
rate
we're
us
pandering.
on
That's cool.
Apple Podcasts and specifically Spotify? I still don't think my co-hosts have
Well,
even rated us on
baloney. Nope.
Spotify.
Hey,
I'm just saying. I don't know. I haven't checked. I haven't checked.
Let's.
So we have 0 ratings. I believe I was the first, and we need ratings, you guys. Please, if you could. I'm not going to tell you what to rate us, but I think you know what you should rate us. And it would be very helpful for the algorithm and for us to grow. I'm doing my best on Twitter, commenting, liking. Jose, I know you're seeing some of those stuff.
Oh yeah, all the time.
How many? I can't see. It's
too
I can
blurry,
see you
dude.
rated it, so thank you. I appreciate that.
I gave
By the
it a
way,
solid 3. I think we're doing okay.
God,
No, I'm
Chance,
kidding.
It's
I
fair.
gave it a
It's fair.
5. Of course, I gave it a 5. I had
I
to
do have to
download an app. I had to create an account in Spotify. That's all big deal for me.
That took 3 minutes. Okay,
That's
next.
not nothing.
Anyway, moving on. By the way, I do want to say, listeners, if you were listening to us on Apple Podcasts, for some reason it didn't upload for me, and I didn't see it until today. Jose, you use that other app. Chance, what about you? Did you notice
Correct.
that?
Yeah, we were sitting at lunch, and Lana was like,
Okay.
"Oh, Chance, your podcast just came through." I was like,
Very
"What? No, it
bizarre.
didn't." And then sure enough, I looked down. I was like, "Oh, but I already listened to it because I listened to it on Spotify this week."
Yep, I did as
So,
well. Or you can listen to us on YouTube. But just so you know, I don't know what happened there. I did it twice. I even wrote a letter to Anchor and Spotify being like, "What's up?" And they're like, "This is something on Apple's end." And they said to write to them. I was going to write to them, but then I saw it had uploaded to their regular. So
correction though,
apologies.
Apple doesn't make mistakes. So,
Yeah, well, they did for this. So let's move on, guys. Just like Claire mentioned, what have we been watching as warm up? We got to jump right into Halo episode 8. Don't need to talk about Quan anymore. Chance, I'm very interested to hear your opinions on episode 8,
Yeah, me too.
aka the Chief. What's a good nickname
Pillars
for him?
her autumn. I don't know.
Pillars Her Autumn. Very, very good. What did you think of this episode?
I liked it. I really, really liked it. I am a little sad that it was just blatantly spoiled over and over and over and over again for me in our nerd chat. But I mean, you could have seen it coming, right? I forgot that there was a little bit of oh yeah, come on, when they're hugging on the Halo
No,
at
I'm
the
agreeing.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no,
I
Jose
agree.
gave a
Oh,
but
Okay.
then I forgot that Master Chief, existed after episode 7. So I had to, oh, wait, oh, Halo. Yeah. And, oh, okay. Um, I thought it was really well done. I thought it was believable the way it all played out. I really did. I'm continuing to enjoy the show. I do appreciate. I think one of the things Alan was arguing was that um, Cortana just isn't well written in there, and I agree completely. I wish there was more of her. I wish
but what
that
about
she,
the end with her? I felt like that's where she came in and was pretty cool.
for sure, and that's what reminded me of that. Like, oh yeah, gosh, like, and man, if we hadn't had her do the greatest intro of any podcast ever, I may have forgotten she was in the show. So when you see that, and then even just the first few minutes that I watched of the finale, like, it was a good reminder. Like, she will have a huge role moving forward, I hope.
Yes, I agree. I think that is the positive at this point is it was building to her
Yeah,
having a big role,
yeah.
and hopefully the Chief as well, and hopefully not too many I hope they're learning. And I
Well,
have
and
to
the
say, you guys,
Spartans are fantastic side
yeah,
characters that they can do, and especially
even the
like
UNSC
Kai
stuff is good
and
too.
Vanek, right? And I the other thing that I one of the things that I absolutely loved about that show or that episode though, and I forget what character said it. I think it was Halsey. That was like he has a God, how did she put it? Someone that he can confide in that's the same as him finally in her. God, how did she put that? I had it
Yeah,
all
she said,
ready
yeah, I
too.
know what you're talking about, McKee,
Hmm.
McKee, or
And I
whatever
thought
like
that
her
was
name is.
really cool because it's true. It's like, yeah, he's on this island of being who he is, and this is someone who can really relate to who he is. So I thought that was cool.
Okay, before I go over to Jose, and then I want you to follow up too, Chance. I do want to point out, guys, I've watched some videos recently of Pablo Schreier, and I watched his like men's health workout, how he prepared for Halo, and like his workout routine. It just posted like a few days ago on Men's Health. It's dude, the guy's a beast, first of all, and taller than I thought. But it was really cool the way he speaks about his roles. He's very into it, and then that video led to another one with him and Dan, not Dan Patrick. What's the Rich? What's the other guy who's got a show on like Chance? You should know
Pat
Rich Eisen.
McAfee,
No, the ESPN
Rich
guy.
Eisen, Dan Patrick.
Yes, Rich Eisen. On his show, and I should send you guys this link. It was before the show launched or the day of that it launched. And he is a fan of Halo. He talked about it. He played the games before when he found out he got the role. He knew a lot about the Chief. He knew a lot about, he didn't take off his helmet. You're playing as him. He respects the Master Chief role. And it made me appreciate him even more. Like I really hope people aren't too hard well, they already are, but I hope that they give this second season more of a chance because I can tell he really cares about this role and he's really trying to do his best and he is a fan and he's trying to be respectful but also do his own thing. So I'm going to send it to you. But Jose, I got to ask, Was it as big of a deal as everyone made it out to be, the fact that Master Chief has sex? Okay. And I had a lot of people freaking out. He was like, how did they have just sex? They just met. Guys, people have sex all the time. It's called a one night stand. And this is not like that crazy to think about, especially when he took out that sensory inhibitor or whatever the
I mean,
heck
for
it was.
God's sake, there's a whole app dedicated to it. It's called Tinder.
Exactly. So, and Bubble Boy, tune in after Jose goes. Was it really that big of a deal, or should he have stayed pure, as Miggy said, and not
No,
have
that's
the
so
old
dumb.
women on his? Okay, all right,
No.
Jose, give us your thoughts.
Well, I would like to go back to comments you made. Why did you think he was short? And when you said like you led it with Pablo Estrada is taller than I expected. Like,
Well, I
what
don't know. I
was?
thought he was like my height, but he might be like 6'5", 6'6", or something. This guy's a
Are you feeling
beast.
a little threatened over there? You're gonna have to add a workout
Dude,
in.
he's a handsome man. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree. I don't disagree at all. I really liked it, man. I really liked the story a lot. You know, I think what I've come to accept, and you know, Miss Cfounie said it perfectly, right? That like I know my taste is my taste. No one else has to like what I like. It's what I like. But I've actually really come to appreciate quite a bit about the show. I really actually do like that it's very different than the games, only because I've played the games and I love them. I hold them very sacred. They're great games, but it makes it enjoyable that like when I sit down and I'm not like, oh yeah, here come, this is what's going to happen. We're going to see Arbiter. That's what's coming next. You know, like I don't have that thing happening as I do it. Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, no, just on your point about you like how it's different from the games, he's absolutely right, you guys, because I can't remember if it was on Chance to help me out, if it was on Unlocked, someone was saying how, or maybe it was Snowbike Mike, somebody, I think it might have been Snowbike Mike, saying he likes it, it's met him, but he still likes it because it's not like the games. Like you said, if we want more of the games, we'll just go play the games. This is completely different. This gives us a reason to watch it because it's not like anything we've seen with the characters. And at least it's going to be different. So I'm really glad you brought that up. Like, I do appreciate watching it because it is different. It doesn't have to be like the games. I don't know why people are so hung up on that. Like, I don't know. Keep going. Jose.
I mean, I think to be fair, people are hung up because they love the games and they it's like when you love something, why don't
And
you
you
want
can
more of the
still,
same?
yeah,
Yeah,
well, you
I
can
know.
still
I get.
watch
I'm
or play
just
the games.
explaining
Yeah.
why people have been so upset. I understand it, right? It's just it hasn't upset me in the same way it has other people. I think it's very reasonable to have the relationship that he did with McKee because he's experiencing so many things new in a way that he never had literally his entire life. Because arguably, even if he had some of that, obviously not like sexual relations, but other things when he was a kid, he doesn't remember that, right? That was all taken from him through the chemical process. Um, I think it's very interesting what they're doing with Halsey. That like they're really, really vilifying her in the story. And spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the show, you might just want to fast forward through this whole thing. But like they're really making her out to be the bad guy. Like yes, the Covenant is like the ultimate supreme bad guy, but Halsey's really the villain of season 1, hands down. I also really appreciate that the writing it's actually very thoughtful. Like I've started to go back and you can see things that they're doing early in the show that are now playing out, and they did a good job of writing some of that stuff in, like the whole thing with Keys where she's like this soundbite and I can't figure this thing out. And then at the very last minute she finds out it's McKee. Like that was great writing, but that was like 6-7 episodes ago that first kind of came through. I really like what they are doing with Kai, like where she is also experiencing things in a new way, and she's become kind of like a fun person. Like when she was doing like the lifting competitions, like the warthogs and stuff like that, where she would have never done that if she was just truly a Spartan with still her inhibitor in. And then I also thought it was really interesting. The Spartans, what I really liked about the writing was, you remember at the early part of the season, we learned that most of the people didn't trust the Spartans. They didn't like them. They were afraid of them. Like that's what we learned with like Quan on the Madrigal and stuff. And seeing what Halsey can do with them in this episode, where she can basically 100% and entirely control them, I was like, oh, it makes sense, because it's not really the Spartans that are bad. They're just tools, right? In this situation, she's really the bad ones, but that's not what people see. People don't know that Halsey's telling them what to do. They just see these big bad guys in armor, causing havoc potentially in other places. I mean, obviously the fight scene was really cool at the end, seeing all the weapons come through and just the team piece of it. I mean, overall, man, I really dug it. The one thing, and Chance hit it right on the head, was I just want to see more Cortana. And obviously we are biased. I am biased because of Jen Taylor, what she did for us and stuff, but Cortana is just such a cool character. I guess the only silver lining I would add, and then I'll pass it to Chance, is that it's very clear that they wrote this show for more than one season. right? They did not write it as a pilot season and like, oh, fingers crossed, let's see if it works. And if it does, we'll keep making it. They were like, they've clearly committed to at least 2, but potentially more, because since we're on the finale, there's just so much out there. They've already done so much building. It doesn't make sense that it's all just going to culminate and end. And obviously any show that's happened in other shows too, where they haven't made a second season. I just hope they really do with this one, because it's great, man. I've really enjoyed everything they're doing, and we'll definitely continue to watch. Chance, what do you think, man?
The other thing you reminded me that another line that I thought was really well done was when Keys was like, "Is there anything you're not willing to do?" And she was like, "No, yeah, I'll do anything, literally." And I like that kind of. She's a villain with some gray lines, right? Because there could be people that absolutely agree with what she's doing, and it is kind of blurred because she's like, "No, I'm doing all of this for humanity, for the betterment." Of all of us, and I like that kind of back and forth in terms of, is she good, is she bad? So yeah, it's different from the games, but I've liked it.
Yeah, I agree. But to be fair, there are a couple episodes where I was like, this is bad. Specifically episode 2 where they go back with Quan and take her
Oh
to
yeah, but we're
Crystal
not.
Rivers.
That's yeah. I think haven't we
And
all
then
agreed
all
like any of
but
those are
if like imagine
caca?
if those didn't exist and Chief just kept his helmet on more, I think people will be like, the show is awesome. You know, if there's just maybe one more battle scene, which I feel like we're gonna get a pretty sweet battle scene in this next one. So
And the
I'm
helmet doesn't
enjoying it,
even
man.
do it as much for me as the seeing
Eh,
him not in his suit. Just that all black thing is a
yeah.
little weirder to me than not the helmet. Because
Yeah.
he has, if anything else, he specifically has done a wonderful job. And I'm looking at my little toy over here now, and like I picture him as Master Chief now, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is very cool. I'm gonna send you guys that link with the Rich Eisen interview. It's really cool. He's a big New York sports fan for some reason. He grew up in like the mountains in Alberta or something in Canada. He's like, yeah, I didn't play any of those games because we didn't have video games internet. We were out in the woods, so I didn't play them until I was, in college or something like that. So very cool guy. By the way, apparently I do have a man crush on him. He is 44 years old and he is 6'5". So maybe that's why I'm a little intimidated. He looks so much better than me and he's older than me and taller than me. So damn you, Pablo Schreiber. Breaking news, you guys. Colt Eastwood, a big guy on Twitter, a big Xbox guy. He hosts XNC podcast. Liked one of Xbox record this responses just now. Colt, we got to get you on the show. Pick him up, Jose. Get him on the show. Colt, you're welcome to join us on XRT anytime. I saw you had recorded with like 10 different podcasts this week. Add us to the list, buddy. Thank you for acknowledging our small little show. Guys, let's jump finally into some Xbox news. And when I say Xbox news, we're jumping straight into PlayStation news. Okay. Apparently, we are still a PlayStation podcast. Guys, the all new PlayStation Plus game lineup, and this is coming from the PlayStation blog on May 16th. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Demon Souls, Ghosts of Tsushima, Director's Cut, NBA 2K22, and more. Join the service. Guys, I just wanted to talk about this, and basically, I hope you look through the games. I wanted to get your impressions. And I'll go first by saying when I saw this initially, especially when I got down to what I cared about, the PS1 games, I was not impressed at all. This is not something I'll be adding. I do think for a first attempt though, I think this is solid. I think this destroys Xbox's Game Pass initial launch, but kind of unfair to compare to because they were starting the service where Xbox Game Pass is now is way better. I love Game Pass. I love everything about it. But as a first attempt, I think it's solid. They did add what Jose wanted, Returnal and Miles Morales. I mean, and Ghost of Tsushima. I wish I would have waited because I could have only spent like $10 to play that instead of buying that director's cut. Man, that was a mistake. Yeah, what are your impressions? Are you going to sign up for this? Chance, why don't you go into your news about PlayStations at Walmart or something really quick? What did you
Oh
want
no,
to
I
talk
was
about?
just gonna say maybe you might have to snag me one because you got that Walmart Plus, right?
I did. I canceled that once I flipped all those PlayStations. And
So I
now
don't
they,
need one then. No.
well, you
I
can buy mine. I'm not even kidding, Chance. Mine is going to collect dust from now on. It already is. It's not even plugged in.
yeah.
Once I get my new TV and I go through the Mass Effect trilogy again, it's all yours. It
Yeah,
is a
deal.
digital edition.
No, that's
So
what I
just
want.
warning you.
All right.
So Bubble Boy, any reaction to this? Or do you want to talk about
They
what I thought was really cool was the Ben Studio tweet? Should we bring that up now or
Sure,
should
go
we
ahead.
save
Yeah,
that?
yeah, finish
Okay,
it
so
or
tying in to the list of games, which are pretty good, a lot of AAA games that are impressive on there. What I thought was the coolest thing, and I also tweeted to shout out to the boys at PS Trophy Room. Incoming from Ben Studio, agency intel reports that Siphon Filter will include trophies when it arrives on the all-new PlayStation Plus. And there's a little video saying an explosive start trophy earned for Siphon Filter. Guys, I am shocked. They did it. They had Ben Studio go back and put trophies on a PS1 game. I never thought this would happen. I have to give credit to PlayStation. This is cool. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted from Xbox. Got to give them credit. Who knows if it's only going to be this game or a few or only PlayStation first party games? Still pretty cool nonetheless. And I feel like Xbox, you're falling behind. You're falling behind with
they
achievements.
are.
And now
They
you're
are.
falling behind with the platinums. And now you're falling behind with this very cool first party game on PlayStation getting trophies. So Bubble Boy, give me your thoughts on this.
Well, it was a great pick too. I love that it was Siphon Filter. I think Siphon Filter sadly always got compared to Splinter Cell, and it was not going to
Oh no, Metal Gear. It was Metal Gear that came out on the PS1. And Chance, I do have to say, do you think yeah, it is? Do you think that they're teasing something? Maybe they add these trophies. They want people to go back and play it. Are
Oh,
we
for
going to get a
sure,
new
and
Siphon
man,
Filter?
that's what we got to talk about then is like which original Xbox games we would want to have trophies, and you think about Fable, and you think about Fusion
Psychonauts.
Frenzy, and
Yeah.
all
Oh
those,
my,
right?
so
Like
many, dude. There's a
so
lot.
many. I would finally possibly consider playing Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, but the new one, that one I see like less possible. Whereas I think you're right. Fable's a great one. Psychonauts, Fusion Frenzy. Come on,
Yeah,
guys.
and dude, totally, yeah. No, I like it. I'm happy for them. I think it's a fantastic move. Going back to the Play Pass thing too, they had to do something like that. It simply was not going to compete with Game Pass, especially man. If you're a sports enthusiast, Game Pass is a must. What don't you get when? And yeah, you have to wait a
You
little
literally
bit,
get
but
every single. You can
yes,
play every single newest sports game right
yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Every
and
Matt that
so the
includes
NBA
yeah.
2K didn't shock me at all. I'm glad they had Death Stranding on there so that people that were naysayers and not even going to give it a shot, now they can try it for so much cheaper. And so they had to do this.
And Jose, any reaction to this? I do want to shout out. I think it was Joseph and Kyle. They were talking about this too. That this is great for people new to the system, right? Like if you're just getting a PS5 or just getting into PlayStation, maybe you've had an Xbox and you just picked up. Yeah, this provides you a lot of great first party games to play. But is it the same as Game Pass with the first party day and date and the streaming and the indies we're getting? And we're going to talk about some more games coming in. Not quite, but I think it's a good first. I got to give Sony some credit, especially with the trophies on the PS1. I'm shocked about that. They can't figure out backwards compatibility with PS3, but they had spend the time and money to go get trophies in. So Jose, tell me what you're thinking.
I think it's great, man. I don't have a whole lot of additional stuff to offer than what you guys said, but I mean, looking through the list, I mean, some ones I noticed were like Resistance. The Resistance games were so sick for the original PlayStations. Like, gives me hope that maybe one day Insomniac will make a sequel in the modern series. I mean, just everything from like BioShock to Borderlands to Bloodborne, which is an awesome ad. Like, I think they did a great job, and like I said, I think it was the last episode. This makes me happy. Even though I don't have a PlayStation, I don't consider myself a PlayStation guy, but I have been at points in my life. And I kind of just come away with it from the same mentality of economics. So like competition is good for consumers, like straight up it is. And I agree with Dan, even though I am not an achievement whore by any means, right? I'm lucky to finish most games. But if PlayStation starts adding or trophies to these old games, there's a good chance Xbox will. And since two of my best friends, that's really important to them, that makes me happy as well. The one thing that I thought was interesting, and because of some stuff in my life, I have been kind of catching up on some of the podcasts I listen to. I was actually listening to last week's Trophy Room episode, not to keep quoting them today, but I love Joe and Kyle. They were talking about one of the representatives from Sony was actually saying, like, they were getting questions like, why are you not investing more into to PlayStation Play Pass?
Yeah, we don't
It's
even know
called
the
Play
name.
Pass.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
horrible
Play
name.
Pass.
It's like PlayStation Plus Essential Premium. Like, who cares? It's a terrible.
It's Play
name.
Pass. And the response that he gave was like, look, we're not going to do that because then we can't put money into first party games. And if you want good first party games, we can't do that. And I have my own opinions about whether that's true or not, but that makes me a little bit sad in this case, right? Because again, I think this was an incredible first step. For months now, admittedly, I've been bashing and joking a little bit about like, oh my God, they said it's like 600 games, but they're going to be these games that nobody wants. And they proved me wrong. Like this list is exhaustive and dope and literally hundreds, if not thousands of hours of great games that you could play for a very low price relatively. Now the key is they have to get the machines and not to get into that whole thing about, we've talked about that so much on this show, but they've already said that they're hoping to ramp up production this year for 2022, 2023. I hope they could make it happen. Right? Like we're not to the point where any of our systems, Xbox is not going to beat Sony. Sony is not going to be Xbox. We're really just talking about living in this world together. So why not just make the world better for everybody? Right. So that's where I go with this. I hope it is really well. And I hope the only two things I hope then, I guess, other than adding, I hope it works well. Right. That's always the thing that, now that they have the list here, the question is like how easy it is to go through the catalog. How easy is it to run these games, especially when you're talking about porting them, and basically these like simulators within a simulator. And then the second thing is I hope that they keep it, right? Like if they don't feel like they're making a lot of money, I could see them preemptively saying, we didn't make enough, we're going to cut this thing. And I hope they don't. I hope they just keep it going and it just grows over time. And I mean, what a great win for all of us on the gaming side for sure. So
yeah. Absolutely. And I like what you said about the competition. Now Xbox is going to have to respond, to this great first step from Sony. Competition is great. I think it's a good first attempt. If I was new to PlayStation, absolutely I would say get one where you can play those PlayStation games at the minimum, the PS5, PS4 games. And I was still a little disappointed because I wanted to see some more PS1 classics on there, but they did promise, like you said, Jose, 700 games or whatever. This is only a portion of that. So I'm sure that some people were saying that might be the negative, is like, maybe are they going to follow Nintendo where they're going to like feed you some every month, which kind of sucks. Whereas Xbox, you can just play all the list of backwards compatible games. But I have to give them credit. I think this is a great first attempt. And I think it's super awesome that they went back and did trophies on Siphon Filter. I gotta take the L on that one. I did not think that was happening. Just like I thought Starfield was a lock. I'm losing back-to-back weeks here, guys.
You're 0 for 2 right now.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm in the hole. Guys, let's move on to the next story. We're going to jump to Konami, guys. And Konami's Silent Hill plans could include a remake, full sequel, and episodic stories. And this is coming from Andy Robinson over at Video Games Chronicle. And this was on the 16th of May, 2022. Basically, this comes from some tweets from Jeff Grubb and Nate the Hate on Twitter. And I'm just going to go directly to those tweets from them. And this is from Nate the Hate 2. Bloober Team, makers of the Medium, is working on Silent Hill 2 remake. Reworked puzzles, new endings, timed PlayStation console exclusive, of course. Multiple Silent Hill projects in development, including new mainline entry and side stories. Not confirmed, but just sharing what I've heard. And then Jeff Grubb, quote, tweeted this, and he said, "This is the stuff I've heard." And it comes from multiple different sources. So this must be a lock, you guys. You got multiple sources confirming it. Not all of my sources are primary, but everything is mostly lining up. To me, the biggest indicator is the stuff I've seen lines up with Konami doing a big reveal at E3 last year before it pulled out. So Konami had big plans for Silent Hill, and Silent Hill 2 and a potential new Silent Hill. I have to ask you guys, Bubble Boy, did you play Silent Hill 2? Jose,
oh my gosh, of course. Yes. Are you kidding me?
See, I don't know if I played this, you guys.
Oh my God, of course I did.
played the first and it scared the
How
cock out of me. I still have
dare you?
nightmares.
Yeah, yeah, but that was when you were
what
still too afraid to play scary games.
I was a freshman in high school. I remember being at Jack McCall's house. So
Yeah, it was amazing, and I am so excited for this until I read that the team that did Medium, Bloober, is doing it. Medium was terrible. It was an awful,
terrible.
terrible.
Wow.
On the trophy room, wasn't it like one of their worst games of the year 2 years
No, they
ago
didn't
or
like it,
however
but you know
many.
who hated it was the Mr. Many Plays and ACG. Just
Yes.
absolutely
I thought
trashed it.
it was so. I believe in my actual review for it, I had said something about like it had the controls of an Xbox 360 game, and that was a slap in the face to Xbox 360. Like I shouldn't have said that. Xbox 360 had some incredibly
So you don't think
well
there's any
controlled games.
potential for Bluebird to
There's
pull it together
potential
with
because
money
the
from Sony and
game
Konami?
itself is so good. So yeah, and the source material is so amazing, but the bar for that is so unbelievably high because the Resident Evil remakes are as good as it gets. That's the absolute gold standard for a remake, and of course, Resident Evil and Silent Hill kind of are always going to be linked to one another. Which I sometimes I kind of disagree with that. Like I think that's kind of a bummer, but sorry that it is what it is. It better be phenomenal, simply phenomenal, or else they need to look into something else.
I do want to say, guys, the first one scared the crap out of me so much that even when Chance, I told you the story before, or Chance, even when Jack and I played it together, we had unlimited health, unlimited ammo, still was terrified. Couldn't die, could shoot everything, beat it, still was terrified at the end of the game. I didn't even play the second. And I bought the HD remakes, which has 2 and 3, 360. It's backwards compatible. I hear they're bad ports, though. I still haven't played it because I'm still freaked out to even get to it right now as we speak. So I'm probably going to have to wait for the second one. Jose, do you have any thoughts on this? Were you a big boy and did you beat Silent Hill 2 when you played it?
You know, I never did, and it was just because at the time when they came out, I didn't have this system, when I was younger, and so I just like I would have because I am a big Resident Evil fan, Dead Space fan. Like it is right up my alley, and so at this point, if this is potentially coming, and I feel like we've heard more and more of this over the years through different news reports. I'm going to hold out and wait because I would definitely get in on this. Like this looks absolutely incredible, especially if they're reworking some of the puzzles. Like I'm always a big puzzle game guy. And I love it when it's incorporated into the stories of games, Assassin's Creed, Resident Evil, that kind of stuff. So I'm hopeful. I'm just fingers
The
crossed really that Konami does it because I think it'd be awesome. And
Yeah, well, they don't say who's making the new one, right? The Bloober's just making
the
2.
remake, yeah, but
Who's the remake?
no,
that's what worries me, that they're redoing puzzles. I'm like, no, don't redo anything. Just do some updates. Like if you played the medium, you'd be like, there were puzzles in that game. Oh, ooh, gross. No, it was so bad, so bad. Don't rework the puzzles.
well, the other part is I think there were in the topic it was talking about episodic stories. That's a really interesting story, like thought for me. So what I'm taking that to understand, and I could be wrong, I could be totally misreading this, but let's think about this in the world of Resident Evil. So instead of them working on Resident Evil 9, they said, "Hey, we got a lot of great feedback about Resident Evil 8. Everybody loved it. So why don't we just continue that story, but not with necessarily full games, but let's say a 4-hour basically DLC that literally picks up where the other one left off. And then maybe in another 6 months you get another 4-hour thing, which could be really cool. And maybe if it means you get more games more often, it could be awesome. But at the same time, would it get frustrating of like where eventually I just want a new game? And I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. Maybe this is the perfect thing to help Konami decide whether this is like profitable for them. And if they make the money, then they'll keep producing. And if they don't, they put it on the shelf. So I don't know. I'm just excited either way. I
Me
know
too.
Silent Hill is a great, very well revered franchise. And so I'm definitely pumped to see some of this kind of come
Yeah,
to
Konami's
fruition.
coming back, you guys. Konami is coming back. Expect to see that Metal Gear game too. They're jumping in. They're like, we probably shouldn't have gotten out of video games. That's making way more money than music and movies
Pachinko machines.
combined. And so let's get back in. We've got valuable IP.
They
Love
have
Konami
amazing IP. Yeah.
with the Turtles, Metal Gear, Silent Hill, like, and what don't they have Mega Man and stuff like that, or Castlevania? Is that Konami
Castlevania
too?
is Konami.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, see, they're just sitting on a gold mine. So congrats to them. Chance, why don't you lead us into our next story? Because I don't give a caca about Final Fantasy VII Remake because it's never
Yeah,
coming to
well,
Xbox. So
and
it's banned.
it's
Banned
funny
from the
that you
show.
guys talked about. You said we're talking about Silent Hill and we're talking about Final Fantasy now, because I had put on I thought about maybe a good old days topic where we talk about like the most disappointing games that never came out. And Final Fantasy VII Remake on Xbox I think I had it. Like when I first started, I was like, oh, it's got to be like 3 or 4 on my list, with Silent Hills, the Kojima production one, being the top of that list. But I just put this on here it's funny to me, and I forget, I haven't even clicked on it right now, what the actual article says. I don't know that I need to give it a ton
It's
of credit, other
25th
than
anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. They're going to announce something. Chance,
yeah.
are we going to
And
get it
but
on
the
Xbox? Do you
That's
think
what
it's
I'm
going to?
saying. So
It's
that's why
been
I
2
put it
years,
on
right?
here. It has to be. It has to be. And I'm a simp, so I'll play it again and I'll try and get the 1,000 out of 1,000. It was well done. I liked it.
I
It
heard it was well
it
done. Yeah.
it anytime you get to go back into that universe with those characters and see them in a new, not even new, but just an updated palette is I think worth our time. So that's my hope that that's what it is, because I've said on here too, Final Fantasy 16, is that what the next? I don't care. I don't think I'd rather see 7 remake or an 8 remake.
Wait, when did that game come out? Was that
I
2019
don't
or
know. Like, I
2020?
think back when Claire and Jose took that
I said
picture.
2020.
Okay. That's
Jose, you
okay.
still haven't played it either, right?
No,
You were
because
still waiting out.
at this point, I wish they would have just said it's not cross-platform. I wish they
Yeah,
said, "Hey,
exactly. Like, tell us
suck it.
either
We're
way.
gonna
It's
keep
not
it on
fair.
PlayStation."
Yeah.
Yes.
I would have
Yeah,
honestly
don't
felt
lie
better
to
at this point,
us.
but where they were, yeah, that's what it feels like, is lying. But hey, do you see on the bottom, like below where the video is on that picture? Do you guys have that page pulled up? Do you see that thing real, like in the corner of her shield right there?
No, I already
It's like real
closed out of
small.
These nuts.
That's what that feels like. Is it literally? That's all they're doing. They're just teasing us and being like, they thrown in our face. That's all I have to say.
Sorry,
All right, you
I
guys.
didn't
Jose
think
has gotten
that's
us
where you were
twice
going
with the
because I
D's
didn't have it
nuts.
pulled up. But then,
It clicked for you. I was like, I don't know. Mine's closed. Jose, what are you talking about? So shout out to Jose
well
and
done,
D's
well
nuts,
done.
just getting us again and again tonight. Guys, let's move on
Yeah,
to the
where's
next
Dan's
story.
brunch?
Oh, you mean this? Let's move on. Well, listeners, you probably didn't hear that. I'm doing the and it's not coming through on my little soundboard here. It's just a soundboard. Next story. This is coming straight. Well, it came from Fall Guys, but I saw this from Nibel over on Twitter. Fall Guys is finally coming free to play, and it's coming to Xbox finally and Nintendo Switch. It is coming June 2nd. New platforms, cross-play and cross-progression, legacy and pre-registration rewards, new levels, new costumes on the Xbox One, 30 FPS, 1080p, Xbox One X, 60 FPS, 1080p, Series S, 1440, 60 frames per second, and Series X, of course, you better give me that 4K 60. Guys, this was a phenomenon when this came out back in, gosh, this has been 2 years too, I believe, on PlayStation 4. It was a PlayStation Plus game. It was also available on PC. I remember being like, oh, it'll be here soon. No, years later, but it's here. Are any of you excited to play Fall Guys? I feel like this could be a good one for maybe you and the kiddos. Jose, what about you? Are you going to play Fall Guys? Have you heard of this game? Do you know what I'm talking about, Jose?
Yeah, I've heard of it. If I'm being very honest, I mean, I don't have a lot of interest in it. I'm sure it's a great game, and I'm not trying to knock it. And if you love Fall Guys, cool, man. That's your thing. It's kind of like when Among Us was really big because we were in the pandemic, and that's how people were like connecting. And like I played Among Us even with like some of my students one time, and it was cool. Like it just wasn't for me, you know. And I think it just comes down to like you have to find the game that's good for like your crew of friends. Like for us, in a weird way, obviously that's things like Halo, Modern Warfare, but like it's Halloween, we play Friday the 13th, even though that came out like 4 years ago. That's just the game we like to play at that time, you know. So in that sense, I'm glad it's coming to Xbox so that people can play with other friends and they can spread that wealth. But it just didn't necessarily reach out to me in terms of a game I want to play. There are
I'm
other
very
games I'd rather play.
surprised.
So
You don't
Yeah,
like
and
this this battle royale platform, kind of crazy.
well, you
To
said
me,
for
this
my
is like This reminds me of like this is like a modern day Fusion Frenzy in some ways, guys. You're not
But it's
pumped?
not though. I mean, because it's only one
What?
game. You just keep playing the
And
same game
No, they
over
have
and
different
over.
stages.
I'm gonna be upset because I think I already know the answer, if it's not accessible to Korra, because it looks accessible to Korra, and that kind of bothers me a little bit. Like that it's marketed in that, maybe not marketed, but it like we could be putzing through the store on Tuesdays like we always do, and she'd be like, "Well, that one looks amazing. Like there's little bubble boys on there, and it's pink and it's purple and bright yellow and." I'm like, sorry, it's really complex, and your little fingers can't take it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Is it's
Oh,
not
and
that
the
it's
Avs go down
complex.
1-0. Sorry.
It's just
That's
the
early.
It's just that Fall Guys is a game that's like quick response. Like you have to have very dexterous fingers. You have to have good control of the controller. My daughter's just not there yet. Like she's close. She's getting there. But like Chance's point, like she might think she likes it because the characters are really cute. She would die instantly every time, and then be like, "Dad, this is boring. Let's go back and play something else." So
Yeah.
it's just
But
not
what
really
about
in the
you?
realm.
But if you have no, really, I'm very surprised. I felt like this could be a good party game for us. I'm not gonna lie. Well, guys, you
I
heard
mean,
it.
I
I would
mean,
try it with you one
maybe.
night if you
Yeah, we
want.
can
I'll
try
try it
it.
with you, but
We
it's
can
just
live stream it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll be streaming it. All right, guys, let's close the week with some direct Xbox news right here. Let's start off with first one I wanted to just quickly go over. This is kind of a quick thing, is Arma Reforger Game Preview is now available for Xbox Series X and S. And this is coming from Scott Ellsworth, narrative designer, and Helga Martinkova, marketing product specialist over on the Xbox Wire. So the summary is Arma Reforger is available today. And for the first time, console players will have the opportunity to dive into the Arma universe, experience the multiplayer combat and conflict, and get creative with the game master's scenario crafting. Immerse yourself in a realistic combat gameplay and a vast terrain of the is it idyllic? Idyllic, right?
Idyllic. Yeah.
Island of Everon, or even create your own. With Arma Reforger Game Preview, players experience a fight for supremacy over 51 square kilometers of stunning landscape in an authentic Cold War setting. Live the thrill and intensity of Arma's realistic battle on your Xbox for the very first time. This standalone multiplayer sandbox serves as a stepping stone on the road to Arma 4 and offers a sneak peek of what's to come. Guys, have any of you ever heard of Arma, or have any of you seen people play it on PC?
I
Oh,
hadn't,
boy.
but it looks awesome. It looks
Yes.
gorgeous, and I'm really excited to fire it up on the old OLED. And
It's very hardcore military sim, realistic principles. Like people, like you gotta. It's like one shot and you're dead. Stuff like that. So, Jose, have you seen Arma? I've always wanted to play it on PC, but I've never had a PC that run it. Even though I think my laptop now can do it. Is this the answer to Battlefield 2042 that we've been waiting for, Jose? Or are you
no
like,
one asked the question about Battlefield 2042, so no, it's
well,
not the answer. Everybody gave up on that game that isn't named DaddyDWALLY.
I
even
didn't
I,
give up on it, but
Sorry,
to
let
your
me tell you how I
you
really
never
feel.
even bought it. I'm the only one here who actually bought. Oh my
Exactly.
gosh, I can't believe I did that.
to
Even
your
Miggy bought it and isn't playing it. My God, go
yeah,
ahead,
it's
Jose.
fair. To your question, honestly, I'm probably out on Arma, even though I agree it looks stunning. Like, I mean, just the screenshots in this little tiny window look absolutely incredible, and I'm sure it runs beautifully on the hardware. And I'm sure it's a cool game. And if that's your bag, like again, great. Here's the problem for me: I'm not that good. So you're talking like it's very realistic, one shot and you're dead. That basically means Jose's going to be like respawn, die, respawn, die. That's literally what's going to happen. So I have no interest in this. I would rather be support guy in like Modern Warfare. We're like, I'll be the patsy and just go out and get shot so you can know where the sniper's at and take him down because I'm still part of the team, right? Like that. That's just not my
So
kind of
yeah,
game. But
think like PUBG, but with respawns, maybe. Does that sound fun?
PUBG is not the same as this though. PUBG, like it looks a little bit different, but it is not true military
I
rules.
thought you said realistic.
Yeah, like and realistic. I'm sure it's about like reloading and finding ammo and like kickback and stuff like that. Like that is not any of the multiplayer games that we play. So I might check it out one time or a couple of times. Same thing with Fall Guys. We can try it out. I just don't think it's going to be something that I'm going to latch onto, especially with other so many other great things right now.
All right. Well, maybe Alan, if you're listening, we should check this out. Meggy Snellavad. Except I saw, isn't it $30? Kind of, or was it on free on
But I
Game Pass?
thought I thought there's a trial on Game Pass.
Okay,
Is
well
it
then I'll
what it
definitely
said?
do the trial for sure. I think we should give it a shot. Guys, speaking of Game Pass, let's close the news with coming soon to Game Pass. This is your mid-May updates. This is coming from Megan Spur, community lead, Xbox Game Pass over at Xbox Newswire. Do we want to switch off reading the descriptions, or should we only pick some that we would like to describe? What do you think?
So many of
I'm
them are
saving
old
ones
games.
specifically for you, Chance, and you know which one I'm going to have you read.
Oh, I think so. Do you want me to just start with it?
No, I don't.
I will. Farming Simulator
No,
22. No, I'm kidding.
that wasn't the one.
I
Jose,
know
what do you
which
think?
one.
Okay, we'll go. You know what? No, I disagree. We're going to read them. I'll go first. Who wants to read Jurassic World #2? Okay, Jose. Come on, Bubble Boy. There's only like 5. Her Story, the game that relaunched an entire genre. Her Story is an award-winning mystery game from Sam Barlow, writer, designer of Silent Hill, Shattered Memories, and creator of Telling Lies. In this nonlinear crime fiction classic, a woman is interviewed 7 times by the police, search the video database, and explore hundreds of authentic clips to discover her story. Jose, tell us about Jurassic World Evolution 2.
So Jurassic
looks
World
cool.
Evolution 2 is a cloud console PC. It is the much anticipated sequel to Frontier's highly successful Jurassic World Evolution. Building upon the groundbreaking and immersive 2018 management simulation, it introduces a compelling new campaign and chaos theory modes, range of new features, customization options, and awe-inspiring new dinosaurs that include flying and marine reptiles like the Mosasaurus, which is super dope. Chance, let's hear about Little Witch in the Woods.
All right, so Sniper Elite 5 coming to console and PC. It
That was
at
the one.
Xbox May 26th. Available on day one with Game Pass. The award-winning series returns with unparalleled sniping, tactical third-person combat, and an enhanced kill cam. Fight your way across the most immersive maps yet, with many real-world locations captured in stunning detail, and an improved traversal system that lets you explore more of them than ever before. I am genuinely excited about this game. I know 1 and 2 were fantastic. 3 took
I
a
got to interrupt right there, you
massive
guys.
fall from
Chance told
grace.
me that Sniper Elite was one of the best games he ever played on Xbox One. I bought it, played the first level,
3.
never played it again.
3 is the one that was awful. That's the one you started
game.
with. You didn't play 1 and
Awful.
2.
Okay, you're right.
4,
Sniper, it was 3.
4
Good
brought
gosh.
it back to 4 was really well done. And I'm very excited about 5. I don't know how they are going to enhance the kill cam, but I do think that's one of the coolest things.
It's like it gets old, Chance. You do it and then it just does
A
it every
little
time. You're like,
bit, but
skip. Anyway,
it's cool.
Sniper. It is a cool. I think it is a good get, and if it has good co-op, I might be in.
Well, and how much are you going to pay for it?
$0 because
There
it's
you go.
available on Game Pass. Chance did skip Little Witch in the Woods. This is game preview. This is the story of Ellie, an apprentice witch, explore the mystical forest and help charming residents experience the daily life of a little witch. And that's cloud console and PC. Skate is coming to cloud. That's a skateboarding game. Umagari Generation Special Edition. Not even going to read it. Jose, is there anything else you think we need to mention on here? Farming Simulator, May 19th. Vampire Survivors, May 19th. Floppy Nights, May 24th. Hard Space Shipbreaker, May 24th. And Sniper Elite, May 24th. Cricket 2022, May 27th. Pac-Man Museum. This is kind of cool. Cloud Console PC, May 27th. Besides Sniper Elite, Jose, is there anything you would want to play?
No, because again, I really have some of those others that I want to play. I mean, honestly, as silly as it sounds, like the Little Witch in the Woods does something Penelope might like, because we like Halloween and stuff. So I might check that out. And we tried Jurassic World Evolution one time. It's a cool game, but it's just like you have to really get into it's like a Sim City or Civilization.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, would Grayson like to watch that, or no? Is it too simulation-y? Like you can't just have a park already made and him just like watch the dinosaurs or something like that.
I mean, when you did not the demo, what's it called? Like the introduction, like the tutorial, you got like basically a small park, and then you really got to basically kind of start from scratch. But once it's going, it's cool to watch. So it's something where like maybe if you built, I mean, you could put in 3-4 hours to build it, and then he could kind of help you. He probably would dig it. I don't know what they're going to add for Evolution 2, but like my girls, like, remember I was talking about that last week, are super into this. So this might be a fun summer thing for us to do a couple hours each day, or maybe
Yeah,
about a
and that's
couple
what I'm
hours each
thinking.
day.
Like
But
I showed just Grayson the trailer for this, and even the girls just like, oh my gosh, this looks like
the
the
trailer
cool,
is rad, and
just
it's
blowing
like
them
that once
away.
it's built, but you have to build it, and just they don't have that patience yet. No, the only other thing I wanted to add, and this is really more at the bottom of this article, Resident Evil 7 is leaving May 31st, and if you never played
I'm glad you brought
RE7, it
that
was
up.
the total. They totally went back after RE6, and again, I didn't mind RE6, but it got a lot of hatred from the critics and stuff. But Resident Evil 7 took it back. It's first-person view. It's in the creepy like Louisiana Bayou. It is absolutely worth your
Must
time.
play.
Must play.
Guys, so yeah,
So check it out.
leaving May 31st. These are the games that are leaving. Please play Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. EA Sports NHL 20 is leaving console. Farming Simulator 19 leaving everything. Knockout City leaving console and PC. Spellforce 3 leaving PC. Super Hot leaving everything. And yes, Your Grace. Who was playing this? I think Goose.
I did, and
Goose,
Goose did,
yes,
yeah.
Your Grace is leaving. So if you want that 20% off, go grab them. Guys, let's move into what have we been playing instead of the good old days. Let's talk about what we've been playing, because we haven't talked about this in a few weeks. So would anyone like to go first? Jose, you're going to tell me nothing, but yes, what have you been playing?
So I just like literally played like 15 minutes at a time of Weird West. I'm so close to finishing it. I just want to see how it wraps up. I think I'm just about to start the last story. But then as soon as I finish that, other than Halo, my next stop is the Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. So I will have that
Oh,
up next. Just want to throw that out. But other than that, I'm excited to finally get my time back after graduation today. So I'll be hopefully back on the hot gaming bandwagon. You guys
did
are
you
up.
hear that, Claire? Jose is going back to that Just For You, that Turnip Boy game. Speaking of Weird West, I'll jump in here, Jose. I beat Weird West. Not only did I beat it, I got 1,000 out of 1,000 for Weird West. And here's my quick XRT review. Unfortunately, even though I kept coming back to it, Jose, I don't know if it's worth your time, even free on Game Pass. I think it's a good first attempt, but I was expecting more from the immersive sim in that Diablo-esque view and kind of world. To me, I just turned it into a Diablo shooter, basically, like a isometric shooter. I wasn't sneaking around. I wasn't interacting with the environment. I just turned to just straight up shooting people. I dropped it to easy, and I was like, I'm just gonna blow these people away. That's what made it more fun for me. I
That's what
do.
she said.
Yes, thank you.
Um, what's the last character? That's all I want to ask, because you convinced me. I'm just going to stop and go to Turnip Boy. But what's the fifth character?
The Oniris. It is the cult people.
Oh,
It's
I'll
worth
pass.
finishing. It's worth finishing.
You just said
Here's the
it.
thing.
You literally
I
just
know.
said
Here's
it
the thing,
wasn't
but
worth
here's the
my
thing.
time.
It stuck with me enough to get 1,000 on it. I do want to point that out, and I probably spent like 20 to 25 hours on it. And here's what I immediately noticed. Why I think I appreciated playing it, even though I don't know if it's worth it for everybody. Is right after I was like so excited. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna jump into Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I cannot wait. I've been thinking about this after Ghost of Tsushima. Let's jump into Assassin's Creed. And as soon as I started Assassin's Creed, you guys, I'm like, I've played this game already. I just played it with Ghost. I'm playing it now again with another Assassin's Creed game. They mix up again, for some reasons, Assassin's Creed has to change the combat every game. Now there's this parry system I have to learn for some unforsaken, like, let's make it Dark Souls-ish. And then right after, I'm like, I've played this. This feels so familiar. And that's why, Jose, I appreciated Weird West. I hadn't played anything like that before. And even though it didn't execute very well and it kind of fell short, and you could see where the budget comes down, I think if they get more money and this is a success, I feel like the next game could be good. I liked that it was a limited scope, Jose. Like, you travel to a place and you can only do so much or go so far, right? The huge open world in Assassin's Creed, oh my gosh, I'm just like, kill me now. And I, the thing with Weird West is, like I said, I don't think the story was particularly that good, and even the combat, but it was just so different enough. It kept me intrigued. So that's what I've been playing, guys. Weird West. I think you should play it if you're craving something different. I never really had any problems with it. It ran perfectly fine. It, it's a tough one for me. It's worth checking out a couple hours on Game Pass, and you'll be able to see if you want to keep playing it. So that's what I've been playing. Also been playing Halo Infinite. Love Halo Infinite. We actually, Snelling and Nico and I played last night. I'm a Diamond 5, guys. I got to get to Onyx this season 2. And Bubble Boy, what have you been playing? Because you've been playing a lot, haven't you? I don't know. You've been going all over the place.
No, I haven't. What have I? No, nothing. It's been a rough week.
Oh no, Bubble Boy. Well, shout out to Bacon. He said he's going to beat us all this month on Gamerscore, and he wanted me to rub that in your faces, and he really wanted me to rub it into Jose's face because he passed Jose.
Yeah, he passed me my
on
total score.
Gamerscore.
Oh, what a
Good for you,
what an
Bacon. I'm proud of you,
achievement.
bud.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
damn.
boy. Okay, well we're let's feed off of this though, guys. Now that we're going to be entering, well, you guys are going to have more of a break, the summer months. What are you looking forward to playing? What's next on the old?
I really am
backlog?
looking forward to Sniper Elite. I don't know. I don't think that I'm gonna sink a ton of hours into it, but I am excited to get that started.
Okay, Jose.
Definitely, I'm serious about the Turnip Boy, not just for Clara, and I really think I'm gonna do Cyberpunk after that because I did Weird West, I did Turnip Boy, then I need something big to kind of get me through summer because I'll also play Halo, and you know what actually I'd like to get back into maybe with Snelling and Nico is Modern Warfare. Like I would like to check out Caldera a little bit and some of that and stuff. We'll see. But other than that, man, just excited. I'm the Turtles collection when it comes out eventually.
Yeah, Turtles.
That'll be a
I
big
got to
one
give a
for
shout
me
out, you
too.
guys, from Sacred Symbols, the studio that Colin owns. It's called Super Perils of Baking, and it's like a Super Nintendo platformer. That's the inspiration here, you guys. Check it out. It'll be like $10. I'm gonna buy it. That comes out like June 3rd or something like that. Check it out, Jose. That might be a good one for you and the girls, and chance to you as well. A Super Nintendo inspired game, Super Perils of Bacon. Shout out to the guys over at Sacred Symbol and Last Stand Media. Guys, let's close with my TV story. So I have been on the hunt for a new gaming TV, guys. I've been watching all kinds of videos, been watching a lot of Tech with Kevin or KG. He's a big Broncos fan. I don't know if you've seen any of his videos, you guys. Great comparison videos. Been watching a lot of digital trends, artings, everything you can think of. And I'm actually thinking about getting this Tech with KG guy on our show because he does some really great TV gaming comparisons. He's a gamer. I see him playing Madden. He's always the Broncos. He had Aaron Rodgers on his roster one year. He's playing AC Valhalla. He's played a lot of Xbox games. It's pretty cool. So I highly recommend Tech with KG on YouTube. Give him a follow. So I've been conflicted, guys. After experiencing the 77-inch OLED that I purchased, I was like, gotta go big. The big screen is what I need. It was revolutionary. And I discovered I gotta go 75 inches or above. Okay.
That's what she said.
Yes, I knew you were gonna do that. So do I go OLED Master Race like Chance? Or do I go LED? I've been so conflicted.
If you're gonna spend the money, get the best there is.
I know. And so here's the thing. A 77-inch LG C1. If I get it on good deal, the lowest I've seen is $24.99. After tax, dude, that's $2,600. That Jose's making some faces over there like, oh, and that's kind of how I feel. And then so I considered it was between the Sony A80J and the LG C1. Those are like the top two OLEDs right now. The thing with the OLEDs, Chance, I hear the Sony has aggressive ABL, which adjusts the brightness at times, especially if there's a static image on your screen. The LG doesn't do it as much. You can also turn it
Mine
off.
does. I was gonna say it.
Do you notice it while you're gaming? Like it just dimming?
It never does it while I'm playing. It does it when I pause, which is exactly what I want. It works perfectly.
Yeah, but so again, the concern with burn-in,
dude,
it happened. Alan
okay.
has it. He watches moderate
Yeah,
CNN.
okay, because he
has it.
watches CNN. Do you even know what CNN stands for? Because I don't, and I'm not ever
Burn-In.
gonna watch it. CNN, stands for burn-in. No, you're not
But
gonna have
Chance,
that issue.
I have hours playing games straight.
I played Valhalla on the OLED. Are you kidding me? Like I played Elden Ring on the OLED.
Okay.
It's not a thing
So when I
for
had the
you.
OLED, I have to admit, it looked gorgeous. Those blacks that they always talk about, very cool, high contrast, great and everything. But I think I was more blown away at the size, Jose, the size of it. So I
That's what she said.
Then you got
was
to go with
looking.
the Hisense Roku TV ULED that I'm looking at right next to me
Yes,
here.
there's a Hisense that has very high
The
ratings, but no,
Quantum
get this,
Dot.
you guys. Yes, there's a mini LED Samsung QN90A, the top-rated LED according to Artings. Artings has the top-rated gaming TV, of course, LG CWN, top-rated LED TV to play on, the Samsung QN90.
And what's the
And
price?
exactly. I was able to get this on a student discount with my colorado.edu
Oh
email.
wow!
Correct.
All right.
Guess how much I paid for a 75-inch? This is the top of line. Right now it's on sale at
Okay.
Best Buy for
If it's,
$2,400.
I was gonna say if it's less than 15, I'm gonna be upset with you.
It was
Like
$1,500.
wow, that's impressive.
1511.
So
And so Chance,
that's
is it
impressive.
worth a
Probably not more.
$1,200
No,
more dollars
no,
for the OLED versus the top of the line Samsung? So yeah, so
probably
there's this
not. If the way you explained it, no.
Okay. This has great contrast ratings. It's not going to be the perfect black, but I'm not watching too many dark scene movies. That's just it. I want to be blown away by the HDR. This has like 1800 peak brightness. Like my eyeballs are going to bleed because it's so bright and flashy with the HDR. It was $1,500 Chance. I couldn't say no. There was this deal on Slick Deals. If you did that and paired up with like, I'm getting a tablet that I only paid $80 for, like a Samsung Galaxy A8. Combined was $1,600, you guys. With tax, it was like just below $1,700 for a 75-inch TV and this tablet that I will give to Grayson and the kids to use when traveling. So I pulled the trigger. I'm going to check it out. If I don't see that much difference between the OLED, I got my new TV, guys, and I'm pretty pumped. Yes, I want an OLED, but still concerned. And
I think
it's
when you're
$2,600 at
totally.
least.
And when you're playing Halo and you're running around, you're not gonna notice a difference. I don't think. Period. But
movies like watching dark scenes in Mando, yeah, maybe that would be the only time I'm like,
the Batman.
Yeah, or the Batman. So Jose,
When's
any
it
thoughts
supposed
on
to
this?
be there, Dan?
Well, that's the other thing. That's like mid-June or something. The stupid Samsung shipping. But I call. Oh, wait, no, I forgot to tell you guys. It gets even better. So I called today. I'm like, I read online, like if you try to cancel it, they offer you 10% off. I got $150 off it. I actually paid less than that, actually. So I paid, what was that, $1,400 for this TV. So this is the top of the line Samsung, boys. Got the deal of a lifetime. Sorry, Bacon. He's an OLED purist as well. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, you can hang out with Chance and watch your OLEDs, guys.
No, I get it, dude. And you have kids. Are you kidding me? $1,200? That's
yeah, dude.
my
I
goodness.
just couldn't.
I get it.
And then Jose, is it insane to spend $2,500 plus on a TV?
It is.
Like, let's be real.
It is. Your wife would kill you.
Well, is it insane? I don't think so, and I could certainly justify it as just a very simple equation here for the math people out there. Think about how much time you put on your TV, and I don't mean just you gaming. I mean my wife, who is a lot like all of our wives, lovely, and I adore her, and I'm not like belittling her by any means. She's also just a realist, and tech is not what she grew up doing. Like that was not a part of her childhood, where it was for me. It was for all of us. Like that's a big part of like just who I identify as. And so to me, to put the money into things that I think are important, it's not a big deal. But she is the balance to that. And even she has said things like, that is a lot of how we bond with each other. That's how we spend time with our kids. And don't get me wrong, we do other stuff too. But like we watch a lot of YouTube together because we like to watch like Mark Rober. He's an engineering guy, and these art channels because we like art and stuff like that. And so having a TV that works well and looks nice isn't out of the realm. And so $2,500, yes, it's a ton of money. But when you break it down to the amount of hours you give to that item, it's actually very worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like I spent way. Think about how much money you spend on like kids soccer in the summer.
Yeah, dude.
And they play
how
like
much,
2 hours a week.
Honestly, dude, it's less than what we're going to spend on childcare next month. But
yeah,
it's I don't know. It still stings. I don't know.
No,
I can always return it.
man.
I'm going to check it out. if I don't notice, I've experienced OLED now, and if I can't tell a difference, I'm not going to spend an extra $1,000 to get it.
I saw a dude on Facebook in Littleton who was selling a 55-inch OLED for $400, and I almost bought it out of pure principle. Like, just like,
how big?
I'll just put
55?
that a 55.
Yeah, that's
Jose, the 48-inch that I returned is still at Costco for $6.99. Man, you can go. I just saw it today. Go stag it,
And
Jose.
is it at the ghetto Costco or the red carpet Costco? Which one?
Which one's the
Don't
one?
go to going to Quincy and Watts. Don't go to the red carpet Costco, River Point. Never
No,
have
River
to deal
Point
with
sucked. I
lines
went
and
to
crowds.
both today. I went to both today after work. River Point has construction.
You
going
went
on.
to
It
two
sucks.
different. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because I was trying to see if they
I-
had any good TV
I see
deals.
what
Yeah,
you're saying, yeah.
they're not that far from each other. Jose, it's at the Quincy and Wadsworth one, man. It's sitting there, $6.99. It's a great TV, Jose. I'm just saying, have your little gaming corner.
That's what I was gonna say.
know.
Honestly, if you're gonna get, if you're gonna
I could
go,
I could have
55
both
or
for less
48,
than the
like,
77.
That's yep.
All right, boys. This
Has
one
not
of the
been
best
because
food
we
we've
haven't done
had
everybody's
this week. I
favorite-
know, guys. I got you. I know. What was the best
Ugh.
food? Jose, talk to us. Talk to us.
Sacrilege over here.
Oh, I got a fun story for food this week.
Let's
so,
hear it. Raising Cane's.
Yes,
I
sir.
was not
So-
there. I declined the bot invite.
So here's the
Spam.
crazy. So the bot invite was totally legit, and literally, like, we showed up to the parking lot at our reservation was at 5:30. We showed up at like 5:15, and what was crazy is because there had been reservations earlier in the day, and clearly word had gotten out because there were it was like a scene where there was like people coming from all angles in the parking lot in their cars walking, and literally there were like 6 managers out there, and they were very kind and they were really good about it, but they were like, oh no, it's a closed event, you have to have tickets, and you could just see people like defeated because they thought they were getting in Cane's early. And we walked up and we were like, we have our tickets, and they were like, oh sir, please come on this way. And it was just one of those where, like, it reminded me, Chance, of when we went to Vegas with Evan back
Vegas,
in the day,
yeah.
where everybody just like catered to you.
Yeah,
And
I
I was like,
remember
this
that.
is not my world. But yeah, we sure enough we got in like right away. And honestly, dude, what it was, for the record, it was a training day for all the employees. So it was, their opening was officially on Tuesday the 17th. This was on Monday night the 16th. And so they had only invited family, friends, and a couple of other people like teachers. That's how I got the tickets. And it was so that they could practice like what it's going to be like when people are ordering fast and you have to know what you're doing. And honestly, they did great, man. Like, truly, I expected us to have to wait like 45 minutes or something for our food. We waited maybe 10 after we ordered, and we got just the typical box with like 4 strips, and we got 3 of them, one for me, one for Victoria, and one for the girls to share, and it was more than enough food. The ambiance was really
combo,
cool.
son.
The ticket was free for the box. You couldn't order the Caniac, or I would have done that for sure.
Wait,
But,
what is that?
No, I thought that's what it
6
was.
strips.
Oh God,
6 strips.
No, 4 is plenty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the box
that's what
is
I
like
thought
4.
it was.
It's like their standard order. And shout out, I got to shout out to Matthew. He is one of actually my students at Bear Creek. He is the trainer there. He worked at the one up north, and then when they were opening this, they brought him down to train everyone. And I saw him that night, but he was working hard, so I gave him just the like salute to him, and I saw him the next day and gave him a shout out. So if you ever listen to this, Matthew, you're doing God's work out there. But if you've never been to Cane's, it is really good, guys. And basically the story is that the guy, the owner, the creator of it, was like, he just wanted a good chicken tender. That's what he wanted. And he's like, I'm gonna open my own restaurant where that's what we serve, good chicken tenders. And that's exactly what Cane's has. So go check it out if it's anyone around you.
I've never had it. So it's literally just chicken tenders and good sauces,
And like
I'm assuming.
crinkle fries, sauces.
What's
you can get
crinkle fries?
You skip the fries, trust me. And Daniel, you'll agree with this because you get 2 pieces of the Texas toast and 2 sauces, and you dunk that toast in the sauces. The fries are an afterthought. It's good chicken. You will like the chicken and the sauces.
You can get the chicken tenders in a
top-notch.
sandwich. I haven't done that yet, but that's on my list of
I
stuff
never
to do.
have. Yeah.
Is it better than Chick-fil-A chicken?
I'm gonna say to be determined. I don't know.
And
I haven't
the
had
other-
it enough to know.
It always makes Ashley. It gives her some belly rumbles. So
Interesting. The old gas. I'll go next, Bubble Boy. Why don't you clean up here? Jose, I need you to add another to the chicken Popeyes. Yep, I got 2 spicy chicken sandwiches on the way back from work the other day, and they're delicious. And they were so good, Jose.
I need that
the
one to
second
open up, dude, on Jewel. I need it to open up so bad.
And you gotta request. I don't think they heard me say I want extra spicy sauce. So I got the standard amount on. I think they did on the first one. The second one, not so much. And I was a little bummed. And I'm not gonna lie, Snelling may have a point here. I do like the spicy sauce, but it's so good. The chicken's so good, it doesn't even matter. It's crispy, it's juicy. Somehow it is delicious. So that, you guys, that was the best food. I honestly don't think. Oh, shout out! I had a Costco cheese pizza tonight. But Jose, I have to say this, buddy. It was a little overcooked. They might have kept it in the heater thing a little too long. The cheese was all brown on top, or it's too much. And then this is my first disappointing.
Dan, how much did you pay for that pizza?
It's $10. This is my first disappointing Costco trip. I'm just gonna say inflation is ruining everything, you guys. Bubble Boy, what about you?
Yeah, so you're gonna be upset here, but I think we can add one to the list, Jose.
Chicken Popeyes.
I got the blackened chicken strips though. Which I know. I went in for the first time. So Cora had swimming on Sunday and we went and washed the car. And it's right next to the car wash and the line was like, of course, as always, like around the place and there's nobody inside. So Cora and I were like, well, yeah, of course. And I didn't even know they had an option for blackened chicken strips. It's not the same. It's like grilled chicken. There's no real breading on it. The flavor was really good. I won't be ordering it again. I think Ashley will order it. So if you ever have problems with the your better half saying like we ate too much Popeyes, like, well, no, you can get the blackened.
Never
chicken.
happened.
Well, I did. Because it's that grilled chicken instead of the crispy chicken, which again and it was funny because Cora had the crispy chicken nuggets. I was like, you gonna eat all that?
You gonna finish that last one?
And of course she had 2 left, and she's like, yeah, you can have the last one, Daddy. And literally, like, as I'm chomping down on it, she drops her last one on the floor and just looks at me like, did you? Oh, I was like, sorry, I ate it already. That's my bad.
You didn't give it back to her?
It was already in my mouth.
You
That's a dad tax
you
right
just give
there.
it to her and they'll eat it.
It was at the back of my throat. It was all the way through.
Okay, good. Bubble Boy, even though he said he wouldn't get it again, it was somehow the best food he had this week. So that should say.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, we had red beans and rice, had some mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah,
King
Popeyes. Guys, this has been Xbox Record This, episode 55.
Avs down 2-0.
Ooh, my name is DaddyDWALLY. You can follow me at DaddyDWALLY across all social media. You can follow the show at Xbox Record This across all social media. Thank you so much for listening. If you could please rate us on your podcast service of choice. Chipotle Bear, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Chipotle_bear, and Instagram at Chipotle Bear. Getting ready for some summer adventures and really looking forward to it, man. It's going to be hopefully a good time, hopefully good weather once we get past the snow. I threw down some fertilizer on the grass today, right? Just because I was like, that's going to be good for it. Pro tip right there.
And Bubble Boy, where can people find you?
Oh, all over Instagram. I got a friend request from Claire and then sent one back, I think, and a message to her. So that's like 300% more than all the Instagram I've done in the last 2 years. So
Moving up.
I'm like, I'm pretty much going to own it in like a week or 2.
All right, very good. Again, thank you for listening. And as always, gentlemen, see you online.
See you online.
See you online.
Oh, I can't top that.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. At 6'5", a solid, meaty 215 pounds. Your pregame announcer, your owner, your coach, your pop singing sensation, but most importantly, your power forward, yours truly, Jackie Moon!
Xbox Record This is a podcast created by Daniel Walenzik. You can follow him at DaddyDWALLY on all social media. The assistant to the co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_bear on Twitter. The assistant to the co-host is Chance Siegel, and you can follow him at BubbleBoyN7. You can follow the show at Xbox Record This on all social media. If you'd like to find out more about the show, visit xboxrecordthis.com.